episode of Bad Motivators this week. I'm at the Jovenshire. We got at Leo Zombie here. We're here to talk about some geeky shit for your faces. Yeah, that was gangster of me. Hey Leo.
Yeah.
Has DC done something stupid today?
I don't know. How would I know that?
There's a website, hasdcdonесomethingstupidtoday.com, and you go to the site every day, and it literally, like, as the time we're filming this right now, it has been 34 days since DC has done something stupid, but tomorrow could be a different story.
Do you know what the last stupid thing they did was?
What was it?
They did not allow a family to put the Superman logo on their child's gravestone. Why would you deny that?
Come on.
One thing they did do that was right, though. Jason Momoa.
Yeah, well, okay, so...
I mean, I think it's the right choice. Yeah. I think he's a good action star.
I think it's gonna work. It was official this week that Jason Momoa, big burly dude from Game of Thrones.
Conan.
It's funny, in an interview, Zack Snyder was actually trying to defend Aquaman's badassery. Now, first of all, Aquaman is badass, and he can keep his own in the Super Friends.
You just like, no matter how much you build him up, that just crashed him down. Like, you're amazing, super friend.
Now, Zack Snyder argued this week saying that he was trying to argue his badassery, and he says that his trident can actually cut through and penetrate Superman.
Yeah, I can penetrate, I'm sure. It's Aquaman. You feel
me? Okay, now I don't know necessarily the trident thing. I don't know if I buy into that logic, but here's the logic I do buy into.
I mean, okay, well, first, it is magic. Let's give him that. I mean, it's
kind of magic.
It's a magical item, right? I mean, it allowed Ursula to like control the sea.
And we're moving away from that. Aquaman is deep under the sea, and the sea can't get away from it. It's all of that water pressure, so much so, and he's just down there like it's nothing. So
it's like his hyperbolic time chamber, or like Goku, the one he trained in.
Yeah.
Where like the gravity was like 1,000,000 times.
Aquaman is probably the strongest superhero you can possibly think of because he has to be able to survive under that kind of pressure.
Than Superman.
But so I think.
You think?
I think so. Possibly. Okay, at least I think there's a very good fight that could happen there where it wouldn't be one punch to take out.
Just took him down a little bit.
I'm helping.
So let's move on to the other universe that matters, Marvel. They're going to be making another one of their little-known properties into a movie, and that is the Inhumans.
I think they're banking too much on the success of Guardians of the Galaxy.
I am on that page with you. Yes.
Yeah, because Guardians was fantastic, rightfully so. Like Marvel should be like, this worked, what else will work? But Leo, name the Inhumans.
Oh, well, I can name them all. There's Black Bolt.
Yep.
Then there's the girl, and there's the dude with the. Yeah. Yep. I mean, I know the Black Bolt when he speaks, he's like cool. Like we know him. He was
like he has to whisper all the time. Like Black Bolt's a cool character.
And even when he does that, he causes destruction. But I know that because of Civil War.
The reason this first came up was because Vin Diesel made a little tease on his Facebook page.
Vin Diesel and his Marvel teases, man.
What? We know he's Groot, but possibly because of this tease, people are thinking, oh, is he gonna play Black Bolt?
Yeah, and we know that he's good at speaking. He said, I am Groot really well.
Really well!
So the movie's coming out in 2018, so we still got some time.
Ways away!
So if you may not know about it yet, there's still time for you to learn about it. They'll figure out something. Like with Guardians of the Galaxy, nobody knew what it was, but with Marvel vs. Capcom 3, they introduced Rocket Raccoon, so we got a community speaking about him and looking it up and Wikipedia and all that good stuff.
That's what Marvel's good at.
It's what they do. They sneak it in other sorts of
We know nothing about Inhumans now. We will know about the Inhumans later.
It's just like Guardians. Like now we can't go anywhere without.
Down my throat.
Up your throat.
So moving away from Inhumans, there's gonna be a lot of stuff that happen from that, but we gotta talk about it. A lot of people, you want to know our opinions on it, and I think when it comes to the Ninja Turtles, we're the people you need to talk to.
Okay, it's about that time.
Now, when it comes to the Ninja Turtles, we love the Ninja Turtles, so we can look at this from a very fanboy level, but we're also smart, intelligent moviegoers who respect good IPs.
This is all true, but I want to set the record straight. I love Ninja Turtles. It is one of my favorite properties. I would argue that it's right below Star Wars for me. And I love, I love the Ninja Turtles. I like every single version of them. With that said, let us review the Ninja Turtles.
There were a lot of bad things in this movie. There were a lot of bad things.
Before you even get into that, did you like it? Because I have the same tendency. I want to go into details, but surface level, did you like the movie?
Surface level, I did like the movie.
Me too.
I think one of the main things, and rightfully so, is there's a lot of conveniencies. There's a lot of plot holes where it's just like...
That is the biggest problem with
like all of a sudden like, oh, we don't need to know about this because this works, we don't need to know about this work because this works.
Enough of a departure where they had to tell it. but they didn't want to focus on the origin story. They wanted
Yeah.
the Ninja Turtles to go on a goddamn adventure.
Yeah.
I do gotta say though, the way they did the origin story, I know everybody's really worried and they were complaining early on, but I thought it was actually really brilliant. There was a clear point in which they started learning. It wasn't like I mimicked his movements from my cage and I'm a magical rat.
They weren't doing ninjutsu in the lab. They found a picture book and learned from that. And
That's true.
I had a problem with as an adult.
That is a convenience. You're right about that. But one thing I would argue that with is that they are sort of superhuman, right? Like they were super big, they were super tough, and also super smart. I mean, like think about how they developed.
Here's what I like about your argument.
Right.
I'm coming in as an adult, like, oh, this, and you're taking like, no, dude, they're mutants. Like, let this happen. Like, you have.
It's that sort of unspoken.
Which, it's made for a younger audience. You were mentioning that April's dad was a scientist in the comics. Like, there were so many tosses to fans, like so many throwbacks. Even to the album, there was a
reference. I was actually watching the movie in a theater, packed theater. And there's a part where Shredder in Japanese says something, and the subtitles are, "Tonight I dine on turtle soup."
That was so amazing!
When that happened, I went, oh, shit. It's actually in the original Ninja Turtles arcade game.
Wow!
It's actually on the second level. When you walk by the appliance store, there's a TV that the Shredder hijacks and says, "Tonight I dine on turtle soup." And I was the only one that cheered, which put things into perspective for me. The audience it was designed for is not me. I was the supreme minority.
Yeah, someone had told me, it's like, well, doesn't a younger audience deserve a better form of movie? Do you know how much shit we watched when we were kids?
It was crap.
We watched horrible movies.
Have you seen Fern Gully? Have you seen
Not good.
Fern Gully?
It's just like you have to be okay. You have to open up your mind. They're mutants. Shit happens. Go along for the ride.
Here's what it was. There's the skeleton of the movie that it should have been somewhere in there.
Yes.
And it was covered by this Ninja Turtle child marketing fluff.
Absolutely. This is a Saturday morning cartoon show for kids.
I mean, yes, you can argue, well, the original comic was dark, but that is not what made the Ninja Turtles big.
No.
What made it big was silly, bubbly-faced characters that ate pizza
cartoon.
cowabunga, dude. We can't even use my nunchucks, I can use a grappling hook.
Yeah. Megan Fox, yes, was horrible, but I think also a lot of it had to do with bad writing on their dialogue. Like, the human stuff, it was unnecessary.
Yeah, because when you look at her body of work, like Transformers, she's an amazing actress. Right?
Guys, thank you so much for watching this week's Battle Videos. I'm at the Jovenshire. This is at Leo Zombie. We're doing this every week now, giving you the geeky news that you guys need to know about from the week. Woo! Cowabunga, dudes!